Hey, good morning, everyone. So this is our team. We're back again. Our team is called Experian AppBoard. I'd like to first introduce myself. I'm Kiran Bantu. I'm with the ITS, and this is my crew.
Hi, this is Venki from DA.
Hi, this is Prakash from EITS.
Hi, this is Jay from IITS.
Sri from marketing, corporate.
As you can see, we are a cross-collaborated team across various business units. The agile development space has a lot of tools, and the tools are growing. Especially when you look at each different team, they have different tools that are being used. So there is an increasing problem of various tools that are being used for a lot of these different statuses with a consolidated view, and how is the application progressing through various stages of deployment, like from dev through QA to staging to performance to production. So keeping all this in mind, we thought there is definitely a big need here for us to come up with something. So we've used some existing open source frameworks from the market, where some of this work had been done, and we've tried to build on top of that and make it more customized for experience environment. We'll start with introducing the various tools that we've used for configuring this framework. So the first one is Jira here. Moving on, the next one is Bitbucket, and then the next one is Jenkins. And the next one we try to do is SonarQube. And the last one for deployment, we've tried to configure Excel. So this is the consolidated view of all the different tool statuses. On the left hand side here, you would see the source code repository. You could really configure all of your different issues and pulls and commits that are happening per day. What we are is the overall summary, and then onto the right, what you're seeing is the Jenkins metrics. So the number of builds that are happening per day and the average time each build is taking. And this is really a helpful metric for all of our development teams. And then this part is the SonarQube, which is showing you the unit testing results, and as well as the various other issues that might be happening. And we actually didn't configure these two tabs, but the security aspects and the other open source licensing aspects could also be configured. So these are pretty much very important as we move into the DevSecOps aspects. And scrolling down, we have and this is the deployment portion, which is where we used Excel deploy. It gives you, we've configured only 3 environments for the purposes of the demo, but you could actually configure your actual environment. So you may have, if you have an additional staging environment or whatsoever. But anyways, that gives you the overall number of deployments that are happening. This is not entirely configured, but we'll show you there is a flow of the application deployment going through different environments, which we'll show in the next screen. And this portion is our Jira issues. This is not entirely configured yet, but ideally you'd be able to see all of your sprints and the user stories and the backlogs and all that good stuff. What we were looking at earlier was the widget view, and now when you click on the other tab, the pipeline view, it will give you your application flow through the various environments, how it performed in each of these different environments, and as you can see, we've only configured 3, as I was saying before. Right. So this is the individual team level view of your application. Now, but as we understand it, if you're talking about a business unit like CIS, we understand there are more applications, more than one, and you might want to actually look at your total portfolio status. So there could be a bunch of applications. So you have. Okay, that's about the overall board in general, but I wanted to really stress on one other thing. So what we've showed you today is only the partial capabilities of the framework. So in reality, we can actually configure this for various other things, like your monitoring, application monitoring status, and then also your log mining status. So essentially all I'm saying is you could configure tools like AppDynamics or Dynatrace and Splunk, and also be able to pull up all those metrics into the same one single dashboard. I think it's not exaggeration to call it as a single pane of monitoring when we are able to do this in full. And the chat ops is also one other potential topic. So in the background, if you're curious how this works, I mean, there are plugins for each of these tools. So as we have more tools coming up, we should be able to configure them individually. So that's about AppBoard in overall. I hope you all